Yes, people, what is going on, everyone? It's Mike back again, and just a few little updates. I feel like a fair bit has happened with Everton over the last 24, 48 hours. So let's just break it down a little bit. So firstly, Everton get linked with all these players, and I discussed that in a video the other day. Players such as Harry Winks, Christian Eriksen. That seems to have died off. Harry Winks, I think, probably is a target. Conor Gallagher, Gilmore. Players that are, young, hungry, aggressive. Eriksen's slightly different to that, but he adds that experience and that quality in the middle of the park that Everton have so desperately lacked for quite a while now. So there's that. Then it comes out the other day that James Tarkowski is essentially going to be an Everton player. He's got his medical booked. I think, from all accounts, his medical happened yesterday. So it literally just is a case of signing off the paperwork. So that'll mean that one's in through the door. And what he adds is that defensive ability, to be honest. He played 36 times last season. He's played 35 games, I think, for the last 5 years in a row. So you're going to get consistency. You're going to get someone who knows the Premier League. You're going to get someone who is a very, very good defender. You're going to get someone who has got a little bit of quality, is underrated, and someone that will definitely come into this first team and be one of the first names on the team sheet. I think he's a great addition. People have been concerned about the wages, how much money he's going to be on, but we are getting rid of a lot of players and a lot of big wages. Now, I'm not saying just go and re-spend all of that, but what I'm saying is there is a lot worse we could do than bringing in potentially a mercenary on 150 grand a week who isn't bothered whether he plays football. And I'm not mentioning any names with people that we've been linked with recently. So for me, I think this is a good addition. I think it's a great addition, and I think it is exactly what Everton are probably needing now for a long time. We've needed someone that can come in and just stabilise this team, because unfortunately Michael Keane probably was never really good enough, and that's no discredit to him, but he's not athletic enough. On his day, man to man, in front of a man, he's a very solid defender, put his body in the line, very solid, but you've got to be able to play football a little bit and be quite active and mobile, and James Tarkowski offers that all day long. He offers that. So, good addition. Really happy with it. He'll stop the ball going into the box. He'll put his body on the line. He can pass out from the back. He's got a nice touch. He's fine. Solid. So, then we move forward, and Everton have been linked with several players, like literally stupid amounts of players. But the one that sort of stands out for me recently is Steven Bergwijn. This is a player that for the Netherlands is a different player. Like, he would probably get on the first team sheet of most teams in the Premier League based on the Netherlands' performances, because he is fantastic. He really is. He's got a really good touch. He's a rapid. He's got some skill. He knows where the goal is. He can change games. He just can't get into that Spurs side, and that's because he's playing behind Heung-min Son, who, quite honestly, is probably one of the best in the world right now, as much as I dislike him. So he is a player that is going to attract a lot of interest. Ajax have been interested. There's been rumours that Everton are interested. Leeds are interested. I think Villa were interested. But this is a player that would add something to Everton. Like, he would add something. He would add that pace. He would add that ability to just beat a man. And like Damari Gray is a player that's got a point to prove. It's just whether we can release the funds. And now we'll go on to my next point. Farhad Moshiri come out last night and made a very, I'm going to say, a passionate letter. Was written to the fans, essentially saying that, look, he really appreciated the support. We were there when the team needed us most, and that he and the board had let us down. And he's right. Like, that open communication is exactly what we've needed. And he's came out and he's said things in the past about that he's private and that, you know, he's not actually great with communicating. And we've known that because most of the time he's gone through Jim White at Talksport, or he's done it through another means of communication. But this time he did it directly to Everton fans. He did it directly in our emails and on the club website. He did it the right way. His words were appreciated in my mind. But words only go so far. Like, we need actions. Actions have to be made now, because this football club is very much on a downwards trajectory, because it has been for 5 years. And I don't believe at this moment in time, right now, as of today, we can categorically say we are going to improve on where we were last season. We've still got the same band of players that got us into 16th position. So nothing's going to change right now. Start getting a bit active in the summer. Start bringing in these players. Start trading some of the older players off that, quite honestly, aren't fit to wear the shirt. And you're going to see a different Everton. You're going to see a different Mike. You're going to see me saying, yes, I think we can achieve X. Or I want us to achieve Y. The last thing I want is to be going backwards. But as of right now, it's all words. It's all words. And I need to see action, and I need to see imminent. James Tarkowski is action, not words. And I appreciate that. And on heart. And it's the beginning of, hopefully, a little bit of a revolution. Getting some of these high earners off the books who aren't good enough, and replacing them with players who, look, may still be high earners, but have that passion, that fight, that desire, that quality. That's the quality to go and get the job done. And I'm hoping that James Tarkowski is the first of many. And I'm hoping we don't spend loads this summer and we recoup some money. You know, a lot of people have been saying about Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison going. I don't think they'll be at Everton next season. I don't. I think you're looking at 75 to 80 million for Richarlison, and I think you're looking at about 45 million for Calvert-Lewin. If you tell me you're going to get 120 million pounds for them two, plus maybe a Mina goes for 15 million, maybe a Gomez goes for 10 million or 5 million, maybe a Tom Davies goes for 5 million, maybe, you know, an Alan goes for 10 million. You're all of a sudden putting money back into a pot that has been vastly needed, and where financial fair play has been hamstrung on us, and we've really struggled. At least you're recouping that. So you're meaning that, you know, yes, you can probably spend a little bit now, but actually next season, when we do want to make that step and the stadium is close to getting built, we've got a bit of a war chest. We are in a much better position to go out and spend money. So, you know, if we was to recoup 120 million this summer, or 150 million, or whatever, I know for me, I'd probably be spending 50 or 60. I'd be trying to bring in a striker that guarantees you 15, 20 goals. And I'd be trying to bring in a winger who can create those goals consistently, who doesn't have dips in form, or does have dips in form, but doesn't have the petulance. And that's what I think Everton need, because there's big earners in that book. There's some big earners where I've just mentioned Gomez, Mina, Alan. You know, I don't want to lose that Mina, to be honest, but when you look at his injury record, you can't keep him. You can't keep him. So, big summer, and I've been happy with how things have been addressed and left, and I think we can look forward, and that is the key for me, looking forward, not backwards, because last season was a shit show. We all know it, we all saw it. We're just going to take these gradual steps, so in August, when we play our first game, I, at least in my heart, can say, look, I think we're going to finish 12th, 13th, because that is progression. Might not be loads to some people, but it's a step in the right direction. And if we recoup more than we spend, it's going to look better for January and the summer if we need to make further additions. Well, we will definitely need to make further additions in the summer. the season after, but January this season. So, all in all, I'm fairly happy with where we're going right now, and it's the building blocks of a good summer. I'm excited by Lampard. I'm excited what he'll bring. I'm excited by the young players that Everton have got in and around the squad. I just want to see some fundamental changes to the personnel now, and that is Michael Keane, Yuri Mina. Alan doesn't quite seem pacey enough for the Premier League, albeit I do rate him. Decore needs to seriously step up, or he can go. Andre Gomez, he can go. And then obviously we've lost big earners like Delph, Tosin, Sigurdsson. They've all gone. Potentially whatever happens with Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin. So high turnaround this season, but fingers crossed we've got a squad that can compete with the top 10 next season. And if we fall short, so be it. It's the season after, we need to kick on. Guys, I'm leaving it there. Thank you for watching. As always, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you soon.